All right, guys, after 2 days of law of sines, we got the law of cosines. Now, to be honest with you, the law of cosines is used when we can't do law of sines. Law of sines is quicker, maybe a little bit easier, but with calculators, it's not that big a deal either way. However, again, we'll use this mainly when we can't do law of sines. I hope you can see this pretty well. If you look at the triangle right here, same kind of triangle we've been using. Also, I did make a big deal about these in the video, but we use law of sines, law of cosines when they're not right triangles. Obviously, if they're right triangles, we would do SOHCAHTOA, work it out that way. These are called oblique or not right triangles. Here are the formulas for law of cosines. To be honest with you, they're all exactly the same. They just depends on what side you're looking for. If you're looking for side A, you go b squared plus c squared minus 2bc times cosine of angle A. B squared, a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine b. These are all the same. Just depends on which side you're looking for. Okay, so I'm going to show you an example here, and we'll get going. I'm going to show you two examples, actually. But before that, this is when we're going to use law of cosines. If we have SAS, side angle side, or we have side, side, side. And again, the easy way to remember it is you can't do law of sines. If you can't do law of sines, you got to do law of cosines. All right, solve the triangle. This time they gave me SSS. I have no opposites, which means I got to find angle A, angle B, and angle C. One rule of thumb here I think is very smart to do. And that is when you do a law of cosines problem, you need to count on doing law of cosines at least twice as you're working through this thing. Okay, just a piece of advice there. Okay, I'm looking for angle A. So I'm going to do A first. I'm going to do A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2bc cosine A. That's the formula, but I need big A. I need this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move everything over there except for that cosine A. Okay, so first thing I'd move is the B squared and the C squared. If I do that, I get that right there. 2bc cosine A. Now to get the cosine A by itself, I'm going to divide, because that's all multiplication right there. I'm going to divide the whole side. This A squared minus B squared minus C squared over the 2bc. Should be a negative 2bc, by the way. I lost my minus sign from right there. Okay, so I'm going to put the numbers in there. First of all, A squared would be 5 squared. B squared is going to be 8 squared. C squared is 12 squared over negative 2 times B, which is 8, times C, which is 12. Now, I'm going to punch all that in my calculator, and I'm going to get a decimal. And the decimal I'm getting here is like 0.95. 3, 1, 2, 5, something like that. But that equals cosine A. Okay, so remember, when you're looking for an angle, you got to go inverse cosine or second cosine of that angle. So I'm going to hit that on my calculator, second cosine, and it's going to give me about 18 degrees. So I'm going with 18 degrees right there. And I'm going to do the same thing for angle B. All right, so I'm not leaving myself a whole lot of room right here. So I'm going to start right here on that step for cosine B. So I'm going to say, okay, cosine B, I'm just going to replace the letters. It's going to be b squared minus a squared minus c squared over negative 2ac. Notice the two last letters on the top are the same two last letters on the bottom. So I'm going to put the numbers in there. The b squared is like 8 squared again, minus 5 squared minus 12 squared over negative 2 times 5. I'm getting those numbers straight from the triangle, just with the letters, what the letters they tell me they are. And I'm going to do this. I'm punching in my calculator the whole fraction. And I'm going to show you a good way to do that on your calculator tomorrow, because you can punch it in one step if you're careful and use a lot of parentheses. I'll guide you through that tomorrow. Then you got to hit second cosine like I did a minute ago. When I hit second cosine of angle B, I'm getting 29 degrees. Now, the beauty of getting that one is once I get the 18 and the 29, I'm really done with this one. I can just subtract those two from 180 to get my third angle. So I'm going 180 minus the 18 minus the 29. And that's leaving me with about 133 degrees. So there's the whole triangle. Solved, law of cosines. And again, if you do law of cosines once, do it twice, and should be good to go. So let me show you one more, different case. All right, this one says solve the triangle. Notice again, there's no way I can use law of sines. I know angle A, but I don't know side A. I know side B, not angle B. I know side C, but not angle C, so I'm kind of stuck. And because they gave me angle A, I have to find that side first. So I'm going to do A squared equals B squared, oops, kind of went that wrong, B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine A, which is 46.5. Now this time, the beauty of this one is I can punch that straight in just exactly how I see that on my calculator. And when I do that, I'm getting 174.05. Now, that's not the answer, that's a squared. To find little a, you gotta take the square root of that. But when I take the square root of that number, I'm getting about 13.2. So there's my first answer, it's 13.2. Now I'll need to find big B and also big C before I'm done. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do log cosines again, except this time with big B. All right, so just like the last slide, I'm gonna say cosine B, cosine of big B is gonna be B squared minus A squared minus C squared all over negative 2AC. So if I put the numbers in there, it's gonna look like 10.5 squared minus the number I just found for A, 13.2 squared, minus 18 squared over negative 2, 13.2 times 18. When I punch up my calculator, I'm getting 0.816477. And that's not the answer. That's what cosine of B is. Remember, if you're going to find big B, you have to do this inverse cosine or second cosine of that answer. When I do that, I'm getting 35.3 degrees, which is going to go here. And then the beauty of it, to find big C, I already know what angle A is. I know what angle B is, 35.3. Just subtract both of those from 180, I'm getting 98.2 degrees. Okay, so there's my three answers. Solve the triangle. No biggie right there. Okay, so the hardest thing about log cosines is keeping the letters right where they go, using the right way, that kind of thing. So really not a bad day at all. Just make sure you use it twice each time. The third answer should just come natural for you. Okay, just subtracting from 180. All right, awesome. I'll see you in class tomorrow. See you, bye.